Hey, welcome back to Old Reader, New Reader. Uh, Kristen and I are back to talk about Gideon Falls Deluxe Volume
Yeah,
2.
I have that near
Um,
me.
I do
Yeah,
too.
here we go.
My thing's different than yours.
Yeah, this is the DCBS variant
That's what I
cover.
figured. That's very cute.
It's
It's not cute.
beautiful.
Why am I saying it? Oh
It
my
is beautiful.
god.
Can't tell
That
that there's
variant.
like,
I
it's so
like it.
cute.
I got
Love
little
it.
shiny spitter legs,
Those are nice.
little buggo legs.
Yeah,
And then I got the
same
house.
back, I
Okay.
think.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
other than
cool.
this, yeah.
That's different. It reminds me of the nail biter ones, that red and
Mm,
black. It's so satisfying.
yeah, it's very
Hello,
nice.
Mark
Hey, Mark.
and
Hey,
James and Azure
James.
Sky. I
Hey.
mean, you should.
Should probably just
Now,
buy it right now.
I want to warn you right now. So we reviewed this in October for our spooky reads, the first volume. And now that it came out, we decided to follow it up. It was much easier. It's much easier to talk about volume 1 than it is volume 2. Now, I wanted to preface our conversation by saying I finished this and I messaged Kristen and I was like, girl, how are we going to talk about this? Now, this does not mean that it's not good. It is very good. It is very well done, just like volume 1. And
Mhm.
it ends in this. It's beautiful. All the timey-wimey stuff, all the parallel universe, all this crazy business. Very good. I will say, this is going to be difficult for me to talk about in depth. The pro to that is that you viewers at home, if you haven't read it, you will still be very pleasantly surprised by everything. My review, though it may hold spoilers, will not ruin that for you.
Mhm.
So that is a pro. The con is, I almost feel like I should have taken an extra day to reread it a few times, only because to talk about there's a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah,
And
I
it
agree.
is, whenever you mess with like alternating pathways and timelines, and kind of like when, like, you know, not dissimilar to when Paper Girls gets really crazy. That is the feeling here. It makes it difficult. Oh my god, your dad's here. Hello, Larry's Library.
Dad, you should have got the cute variant.
That's cute. Larry, I'm going to be in your neck of the woods sometime this month, eating the superior donuts. So
I mean, they are the best donuts.
yeah.
My dad lives a bit away from me,
Oh
actually,
well, north.
but it'd be near. Yeah,
It's close to.
yeah.
Hello, Omnibo. It is Mary.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
So, where we leave off at the end of volume 1, our heroes, our protagonists, there has been some switching of the universes, because in the entirety of the first one, pretty much, minus some extra characters and they're like the bishop, your two groups of main characters are in certain universes they've been in for a long time. And then our main character, Danny / Norton Sinclair, the man of many names, actually ends up at the end of this book waking back up in his original world, whereas he has switched spaces with Father Fred. That's weird to say because Omar and I have a mutual friend. It's his friend first, and I met him also named Father Fred. He comes to a lot of parties. And Father Fred has gone to the other world that Norton Sinclair / Daniel traveled from. So we're dealing with a lot of that back and forth, and they have gone into the barn. And for those of you who missed part 1, the barn is this like epicenter, where time travel sort of, and parallel universes have kind of traveled through one another. And in this inhabits this like evil smiling man that you've seen a lot of the covers and the art from Gideon Falls.
Which, P.S. Can we talk about the smiling man?
And you can bring up any picture in there, because if this ever gets as a show, it's going to be terrifying. Reading this is one thing. I have a disconnect.
Yeah.
I feel safe. I'm reading. I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the twists and turns.
Mhm.
If this gets a live action TV show, this is going to be so scary.
I absolutely agree. I'm trying to get.
Margaret Burton is a nexus of all realities. Yeah, that's a better word. That's a better description of that than I was giving it.
I was hoping to find like a good image of like all of them together.
Omnibo says, "Been dying for this review. I just read it. Love it. Give me a movie or TV show." They would
Truly.
be crazy not to do it. This is so not easy, but this is an easy, like,
Here's a great one.
they should do this. Oh, look how good they are.
If we can focus on there. Yeah, so all the smiles. You know what it was reminding me of the whole time, right?
Yeah. What?
The gentleman from Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
From
Yeah.
Hush, one of the best Buffy episodes of all time. But the whole time I was like, oh yeah, this is the gentleman. And that's why the gentlemen were so freaking creepy.
Yeah.
Because of that big smile.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. Perfect timing. Mark, that's the Florida swamp that the man thing takes care of. So, yeah. So now we have our heroes trying to figure out what their next step is. And what they're thinking is they've got to get back to the barn. They've got to destroy it. The smiling man is looking forward or trying to capture Daniel / Norton Sinclair. Because there's something about him in particular that is the most important key to his plan. But while they're doing this, we're also seeing that the way that the smiling man, he keeps like inhabiting other bodies. But it's really gross, like vomiting out little bugs, little cockroaches, and they get in your body. And then now you're part of the smiling man, but you don't know what's happening once they've exited your body. And a lot of killing other things. And there is there's spoilers in this show. I have to get used to not being in fangirls mode with you.
Yeah.
And then there's a moment in here where they end up destroying the barn and everything goes crazy. That ends up being this catalyst. By destroying the barn, you don't really destroy it. You set the inhabitant, its abilities free, this energy free. And it is breaking apart all of the multiverses. Now, this isn't a new concept. We've seen, if there's like a multiverse thing ever in any comic book, in any story, it's going to break and it's all going to splinter and you're going to see bits and parts of it and they're all going to get kind of destroyed, right? But what makes this different is how terrifying the smiling man is this whole time, because as that happens, more and more of these people are getting inhabited. And they're going through different kind of like, they're going through different worlds, but it feels like completely different timelines and settings. So like you have like a Western world, you have a cyberpunk world, you have the regular Gideon Falls you came from. You've got all these different things. And you see those people that fit into that get taken over. So no matter where you're going, like, oh, now these cowboys are taking over, or now like these sex bots, or like all these stuff. And it's so creepy, and it's hard to follow, or not follow, but talk about, because it's so all over the place and in the best way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and one of the like coolest parts I think that kept happening was you didn't realize when someone was necessarily taken over. So you see that red eyes or the smile, and then you're like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
That will be translated really well, I think, to TV for sure.
Oh man, I'm trying to find one of the really good images from here where things are kind of breaking apart, just to show an example. And this is, you're worried that they'll screw up with the TV show. I think that's possible, because if they're going to do it, they really need to make sure the imagery is like this. This is a bummer of the loss right here. I hate that part. I think probably this book is worth reading digitally as well, because there's a lot of great, like, I don't know, full spreads of these that are really cool. Like, consistently the way that they do the artwork to kind of help the reader also feel just as disjointed, as confused, as these characters do.
The panel work was
incredible.
Brilliantly done with the story, yeah.
Like, there were times when they would switch from one world to another, or like kind of recognize one another.
I mean, what's happening here?
I don't know, but I know what it looks like.
It's great. Yeah. Well.
The interesting thing is, no matter how many Gideon Falls they run into, they're all horrific. There are no nice Gideon Falls. Yeah, absolutely. And maybe that's why it works so well. Maybe it's not meant to be good because the veil is so thin. And it's just, I love the DNA helixes made up with little cubes of shots of what's happening to various realities. I think that's my favorite part, especially like little blocks, because you see kind of each part of it being something different. Especially parts, like there's this one part where it becomes that. There's all these different blocks. And then you see the people from both sides of reality be like, oh my gosh, hey, where have you been? And it's perfect, because I don't know how if you were going to write this down or like show in a live show, I mean, how could the human brain even like regularly fathom what that would look like? And reality is bending and tearing. And I think, you know, this team did a great job of that, because it shouldn't be something that's like completely sensical. It should be something that is hard to put together. It does feel like Fringe, yeah. Anyways, I've talked a lot. You were the Lemire queen.
Thank you.
And I've been reading a lot of them because of you, really.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And thanks to you, really, not just because of you, but luckily because of you.
Thank you.
How do you feel like being a big Lemire reader reading this versus other works? Because it's not like he's unknown to do like kind of reality bending, psychological things, right? But how do you feel about this being a Lemire stan?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it, and I think one of the things that really shines through with this, it wasn't just some like horror psychological thriller throughout the whole thing. It was and we've talked about the timey-wimey stuff. We've talked about the bending of the universe, the panel work, and everything. But what really shined through from me in any Lemire work, it was exactly the same. Where you care about those characters. Those characters all have really distinct, wonderful personalities. They all contribute to the plot in a way that makes sense, and the way they interact with each other, and you just the whole time you're worried about them and you feel for them and you care about them. And as someone, I'm a huge Buffy fan, I care about the character development more than anything else. That's just how it is. And that's how I've always been, right? And he's so good at character work, and that is where he shines every time. And I think it's no different in this. Even though you're going to be creeped out, you're going to be impressed with the panels and everything, you're going to enjoy the plot. But overall, I just remember these characters, right?
Oh, yeah.
And how everybody, because you're down to like, they kept saying the five of you have to like stay together. And each person, even the ones that we ended up getting, like the futuristic girl, and like we got some other characters.
I love her.
Yeah, that you're just like, I love her. I care about these people. The interesting robot, where you're like, wait, this little robot thing has a personality when it shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
That's what I loved throughout the whole thing. I thought every character was awesome.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And honestly, one benefit and downside to being someone who watches and reads a lot of media that's like this, like people at home, if you love this, please watch Dark. Please on Netflix watch Dark. I don't know what to tell you. It's German, okay, but listen, please watch
Read it.
Please. Anyways, I almost found myself wanting to overcomplicate this because I was trying to prepare myself whatever like twist was or wasn't going to happen. So when they gave me the titles of the 5, right? Because they kept giving me like, here's the 5, here's like their titles or whatever. I don't remember all of them. It was like the soldier, the father, and like 3 others. I kept expecting that the people that we thought were going to be in those roles wouldn't be. Mm-hmm. And it would be somebody else along the way that would actually fit that role and it would have a bigger place. It didn't actually end up really mattering, which is fine. But I wonder if my brain got in the way, and maybe other readers felt the same, where they were like, okay, anytime this happens, it's because you think one of these people has to be it, but actually it doesn't. But still very cool regardless.
Well, yeah, and I think that's the like downfall of if you're that kind of reader with mysteries where you're always trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I usually just shut my brain off for that. I'm just like, it's fine. Like it'll take me wherever, So maybe it didn't bother me as much, but I get what you mean.
Sweet Tooth made me cry. Lemire should give us a Buffy story. Listen, you know what? We would die.
Lemire would be the only one who could save Boom Buffy from being a tragedy that it is. Oh,
and Lethal Lucha TV, I don't know if you know us that well, but we collected all the Buffy comic books. And so we were very invested. And so when Boom did that, we're like, yeah, it's going to be great. Down the toilet.
Yeah, and it started off pretty good. We liked it at the beginning.
Yeah. What can you do? No. They got that Dan Mora art. That's how they trick you.
Yeah, they totally
comic books trick you. If they're like, oh, we got Dan Mora for 4 issues.
Yeah.
I have no guarantee.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna leave after that. They're tricking you.
Nonsense.
Anyways, this team is great, and I'm really glad this is just the 2 books. I really thought going in, I didn't realize it was going to end here. I thought it would just keep going forever.
And it could, I guess, theoretically. Which,
yeah.
can we just? We don't necessarily have to spoil it if you don't want to, but like the actual ending, how did you feel about that?
I think, aw, thanks.
Oh, yeah, we love Buffy too. You know what's up, Lethal Lucha.
You know what's up. I didn't mind it, honestly. I'm glad that it had a clear ending. Man, it was perfect reading this on the heels of reading Paper Girls last week, because I feel like they have similar endings without saying too much. We won't spoil the ending here. Well, I'll try not to, but if I do, maybe. There's something to be said about those endings that have a full closure there. Now, I guess not necessarily. There's always, you never leave those out, some hint of like, oh, it could be. But there's something really sad, yet satisfying about endings like this.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wonder how much people remember. And even though things are okay, you do feel a loss of what the adventure was getting there. Now, in this case, it could be good, because you don't, what they went through sucked. It was horrific and terrifying, and like, I don't know how your psyche could continue to work at all, given what they've been through.
Mm-hmm.
A little different than Paper Girls. But yeah, I'm okay with it.
When I got to the end, I was like, oh, I think a lot of people won't be okay with this.
Absolutely.
But I liked it, and it reminds me of the end of Nailbiter, which I won't ruin for anyone if you haven't read it.
And we like Nailbiter.
And that actual end, and I mean the end before it came back, because I know there's some stuff after that which I haven't read yet. But the end of the first main series, people hated that. People were like so angry about it. I'm like, I don't get it. I liked it, but it felt like that kind of polarizing ending where I'm like, oh, this is probably going to divide people.
Yeah,
you either like it or you just really don't.
And honestly, I feel like if you go through any other different type of ending, you leave it a little too open sometimes for readers. And so they'll always be wondering what it could be. And I understand where it's upsetting, because you don't want it to end like that. You don't want it to end where it feels like the story, the journey they went through didn't matter. But it did.
Totally. Yeah.
The book was really creepy for me because my action name was Danny Sutton. No, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Luckily, I've never read a book with my name in it. Absolutely never my last name, but never my first name spelling either. So the closest I've got is Madeline, the orphan. Love the ending. I don't think book 1 holds up very well at all by itself. You have to have both, I think. Yeah, I would agree. I would also say that I think the first one, I think I enjoyed the first one more. But that's because of the anticipation of everything.
I agree. And I wonder, because we both did it, where we read them so separately.
Yeah.
I wonder if we would have waited and read them together, if we would feel differently about liking one more than the other. I don't know.
And maybe that's worth revisiting next year, because I do wonder about that. Because we had a couple of months in between this. Because I love the first one, but I love something I can grasp onto and like really think about and not know where it's gonna go.
Yeah,
there's something so exciting about that. Versus,
and that setup and the build was
so cool,
so interesting.
I agree. The world building was fantastic. It hooked me immediately. And I look forward to rereading both of them too. And hopefully they'll, because of what the first one's out of print, is it not?
Is it?
I don't know. I thought it was.
Oh.
Don't ask.
I don't know.
I got lucky that Omar had this copy and gave it to me. Because I read the first digitally. But yeah, I don't know. That'd be worth revisiting next year, though. Because we talk about nostalgia. We talk about how it feels to read something for the first time and whether that can skew how you feel about something. Because now we're dealing with the payoff and not the, slow build up. But I love a slow build up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Yeah,
wait to get back to the nice house on the lake for the same reason.
oh my gosh. So excited about
Can't
that.
wait.
So
So
excited
next
about
year,
that.
that is on our
Yeah.
bracket.
And I will reread that first one.
Oh, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do
Yeah,
that for sure.
we'll do that.
That's my one regret, not rereading immediately with this.
I feel exactly the same. Yeah.
But the bonus is that we got to see it by itself too.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. And it was still great.
if you love the plot as much as I do, you may also love looking at the real science theory. It's a vast rabbit hole that is fun and mind-bending. YouTube has tons on this. Check out quantum gravity research. I will, because I love this kind of stuff. I love any sort of science theory put into sci-fi. Also, everyone watch Dark. I'm just going to keep saying it throughout this. Just go watch
I'll put it in my notebook full of recommendations.
Please, if you like this,
I'll do
watch
it.
Dark.
I know I've written it down from you before.
It might take you just a couple episodes because, it's a slow build.
That's how it goes sometimes.
But man, if you want somebody to surprise you, you want a little bit of timey-wimey, parallel universe, it's Dark. Check it out. Don't look at anything else about it, though, okay? We're giving it the upgrade soul treatment.
There you go.
And honestly, with Gideon Falls, if I was going to, in the future when I recommend this, I think I'll recommend it in a similar way, where it's best if you don't know anything going in.
Yeah.
I don't think, us, like, if you watch somebody talk about it, I think it's still going to hit you differently, because I don't think, like many books I talk about, I feel like no matter what I say, like, especially about this type of book, where there's so much to it, your reading experience would still be unique and still be impactful, even though I'm talking about it. And probably because I'm bad at details for this one in particular. You don't. You can listen to the dub. I did it interchangeably because it luckily was good enough it didn't bother me. So if I was feeling more ADHD sometimes, I would put on the dub for a second and then switch back and forth, and it's fine.
I may try the dub. Like, I watched all of Squid Game dubbed, and I liked it.
Yeah, and I'm never going to flack anybody.
It,
like, you watch, as long as it gets you to watch or enjoy the media, do it. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I'm not going to flack anybody for that. I need subtitles on when I watch anything in English or just anything ever. So I like to have the both. But I'm those are also talented actors that are still doing the voiceover for those things. Mm-hmm. Yay, Mark! It's gonna get so good, Mark. Trust, I'm gonna watch it again. Honestly, I think you know what? Next week is my treat myself week.
Hey, treat yourself.
My little self-care week.
Yeah.
Nothing on the docket. I could rewatch it.
Love that. Put that on your docket of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, there'll be no Over New Year next week because I'm taking a week off for my mental health, for burnout and life in general. I'm sure a lot of you guys are dealing with it too. My therapist's like, just take a week and just do things you want to do. Just relax. And that's hard for me not to be productive and stuff. So I'm taking a whole week just to let my impulsivity decide. That's going to be tough.
I love that for you.
No reading anything for YouTube.
Good.
All the Fangirls episodes are this week.
Well, also, maybe we should do a Fangirls fun January. Not that we need to talk about Fangirls right now on your but I'm telling you, we should just take a month where we don't review anything. We just do fun list episodes.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Real
quick, you are cool. Kristen loves Faith.
I love Faith. I met Eliza Dushku. She was lovely. I hugged her. No big deal. It was a big deal.
So I know we're kind of fishing talking about this early, but it's because there's Lord is
we can't. We just can't.
It's a mess. This book is hard to talk about. Let's go ahead and get to the ranks and just chill the chat.
Yeah.
It sounds cool. Is there something else you'd like to bring up?
No, I'm good.
All right.
What's your rating?
That's tough. What did I get last time? A 10 out of 10? I'm sure I did.
Probably.
I'm leaning towards like an 8.5.
I'm with you. I feel like it's the second volume is
still good.
A dip, but it's still great.
Yeah.
I do wonder. I plan maybe next year I'm going to read them together.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll feel differently about it. But yeah, I think I'm about there with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't quite match my expectations. Not in a bad way. It's still very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think so highly of the premise and Lemire that I was expecting a big. I love a big surprise, and that's on me. And that's what my ratings are always based on what my own experience is, my feeling. Um, I wanted a big twist. I like a twist.
I get it. I mean, you kind of got that with the ending, though, without even telling you what it is. You kind of
Yeah,
got that.
yeah. I don't know. It's still good. It just
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a 10 out of 10.
Sure.
9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for me. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good deal.
And if you all have any recommendations based on this, like I'm totally open for more comic books like this. I like thinking hard sometimes. I like puzzles. Like I like puzzles in my brain and my media. There's a balance, right? I want my just cutesy book,
Mm-hmm.
and then I want to have a big old puzzle to solve, like a whodunit. You know, I love
Yeah.
whodunit.
Yeah.
I love a
I
big
get
picture thing. Not a Hickman big picture thing though.
Mm.
That's different.
Do not
This I like.
give us a Hickman thing, please.
Yeah. I
No
want the
suggestion on
character
this.
development in there to be honored and
Yeah.
spent time with,
Yes.
and not at the expense of the
And not
story.
just if it.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 out of 5 or 8.5. I thought that blowing the barn up being the wrong thing to do was a twist. That was a twist.
That's true. That's true because I love how early that felt.
Yeah.
Because I felt like that kind of thing is saved for an ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was still like in the middle of the volume or so, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And that was interesting because it was like, oh yeah, of course, that's what I would want to do too. If I were dealing with this, I'd be like, let's blow this thing up.
Yeah.
Like, why
That
wouldn't
makes
we?
sense.
So that's a good twist. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Volume 1's a 10 out of 10, no question. And yeah. But so good. Last Gods was good. Last Gods. Is that a thing I know?
Isn't that the
Let me write comic book.
is that the DC book?
Oh, the book one of the Felspire Chronicles.
Yeah, that's
Oh
the
yeah,
DC
that's been
book,
yeah. People keep recommending that to us.
Yeah.
I will read it. For sure. What's in the Future kind of reminds me of this. Like it's totally different.
In aspects. Yeah,
But as
I
far
get
as
what you
like
mean.
the big picture, not sure what's gonna happen.
Sure, I get what you mean. Both good.
I love Once in the Future.
Yeah, it's a good time.
So good.
And there
Yeah,
is some
it
Dan
is.
Mora that sticks around.
That's right. It's like someone's like, I don't know, irresponsible dad that just shows up a little bit and is gone. Like, oh no.
Like, oh Dan, come back.
The first 4 issues of my life were fun. Then you left. Yep, they changed the name of it. Okay. I'll just see if this is on DC Universe as well, because that'll make it easier. Oh, there's some big names on here too. Well, we might have to add it to our list next year. So, for those of you who don't know, I'd be surprised if you didn't, but my co-host today and I also run a Sunday show together called Fangirls Assemble on the Omnibus Collectors Network. We have this idea for next year. We're going to do like a bracket, like you would do with sports. You've heard of sports, everybody, right? Yeah.
I feel like I have.
I feel like I've seen them.
You may have to explain it to me. How do sports?
We live in Kentucky, so we all know March Madness here.
Oh, sure.
But you make like a bracket, and there's like, the finals and semifinals, all that stuff. And so we're thinking we're going to plan our next year, like our big reads, and make it kind of like that. And then do like a little prize if somebody guesses, So that's what I'm thinking would be fun.
I love that idea.
This would be a good ad, I think. Okay. Perfect. James here with the info.
Thanks, James. He's always got the info.
So we had time to chill, chat. What's new? You ready for the holidays? What are some things you were like comic book related stuff you're hoping to get for the holidays, or are you getting for yourself?
Or what have you been reading for your end of the year goals? Like, have you hit your challenge? What's happening?
Yeah. Or, like me next week, what are things I should watch and read?
Yeah.
If I choose.
That's right.
Impulsivity.
There you go.
because I've got some books, but I haven't decided yet what I'm going to treat myself to. Maybe some silly graphic novels. I don't
Ooh,
know.
silly.
Maybe some silly books.
Love that for you.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Oh, how's your cat?
Oh.
How's your cat?
Buffy had 6 teeth removed. But she's doing good. She's still got her little stitches. She's down. She's got some teeth around, but she has only one remaining fang of her 4. There's a one on the bottom, and it's so cute because she gets a snaggle fang all the time now. It's my favorite. So, but she's good. Thank you, James.
Oh, I'll definitely be watching Glass Onion. Did you watch the first one?
I don't know what this is.
Why is the name gone? James, help. My brain did the thing. It's a whodunit. Wow. Chris Evans is in it. Why is that name gone?
I don't know this.
Anyways, if you like whodunits.
I do.
You've got to watch this one. But it'll be out on Netflix next week. They did have it in theaters.
Okay.
Knives Out. Thank you, Mark.
Oh, okay. With the sweater. Yeah, the sweater. Didn't see it, but I know the sweater.
Yeah. Thank you both. My brain did the thing. You know, you're looking for the word, then it's gone. That happens to me a lot.
I get it.
But I love Knives Out. I love any whodunits. I love big murder mysteries. So very excited for Glass Onion. So
what an interesting name.
Who knows why? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see next week.
Yeah.
Got that. We have the new Pinocchio claymation.
Yeah, that looks
Willow
fun.
is still coming out.
I heard that.
You and I have to stay after the show today to talk about Game Changers.
Oh, yeah.
Show.
We're not going to talk about it right now where everybody cares in the chat?
I don't know. This thing is a spoiler.
Oh, okay. I
don't want to spoil my next Game Changers.
Yes,
I'll
please.
spoil Gideon Falls Deluxe Part 2.
I'm
not going to spoil.
Love that. Love that.
Thanks to Blowing the Tracks at my Goodreads goal of 100 this week. Nice.
Yay, Mary. Go, Mary.
Maddie, have you watched Where the Crawdad Sings? I have. What's that face?
We'll talk after.
Okay, I know there's...
Did you like it? Yeah, there's a lot of problematic author stuff there.
I feel like I heard that, but I wasn't sure. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But I've watched it. I'm not going to give my opinion now because...
oh, you can like it.
I don't know if I can. I already picked up the accidental book at Joseph Beth.
You could like it.
A nice book, like and I was like,
I do want to know if you liked it.
And they're like, ooh, the author knows. Like, that's weird. I look up online, reverse racism, and I was like, whoa. I just thought the cover was pretty. Whoops.
Yeah, things are hard.
Listen, we're all fallible. Okay, anything can happen. You do your best. That's all I can do. We're trying to guess what movies will be Oscar nominated so we can get a head start on our Best Picture nominee watching. Oh, cool.
That's fun.
Man, I don't even know. I selfishly, I would like Everything Everywhere All at Once to win everything. I thought that movie was fantastic. The amount of beautiful imagery and storytelling and craziness. Speaking of world bending, if you like Gideon Falls but you want some humor, watch Everything Everywhere All at Once. I want that to win awards. I know it won't. Movies that I want to win don't win, but I want that one to win. Hello. But we'll see. I know you're behind. I wish you lived here. I would be taking the movies all the time. You would have no choice.
I couldn't tell you the last movie I've watched.
I know.
I just couldn't. You know, Reed's going to make me watch Bill and Ted soon. Never watched
my
it.
favorite?
Yeah, both the 1 and 2, apparently. Because he wants me to read the comics,
find a copy.
Which are apparently amazing. So
I'll see if I can find a copy of that paper I wrote in elementary school about how it changed my life.
Oh, that's funny. That's really cute.
Because for a year, I decided, this is way after the time this movie came out, mind you, that I was going to build my entire personality based on that movie and then talk like them.
I love this.
I also developed an interest in history and philosophy because of that movie.
I love this. Can I tell you? Because you were in elementary school, you said, right?
Yeah.
What I was doing in elementary school was obsessing over Blues Brothers 2000.
Oh, that's so cute.
To the point where I would put my name on my math papers as Kristen Blues. And my
That's a
teacher, I'll
great
never
name.
forget it, thank you so much. My teacher came up to, like, I hid it in my paper once, and she's like, "Is your last name really Blues?" And I was like, "No, I just like Blues Brothers 2000."
Oh, that's
And she was just like, "Me too." And I was like, "Awesome,
platonic
teacher."
soulmates right here. We either would have loved each other, or it would have the power between both has been too strong. We couldn't have been friends.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
only one way or the
yeah.
other.
I feel like we would have loved each other, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, yeah, like, dude, like, excellent for like a year.
Yeah, that's a lot. I get it, though.
I don't know how I had friends.
I get it too. Did you
The
have
potential autism diagnosis every day gets a little bit closer? Because the fact that I'm in a movie is a very autistic thing to do. Anyways, continue.
Did you have friends who liked the movie? Because no one in my friend group liked this movie.
No.
And I just adored it. And also, I'm aware everybody who's going to watch this is going to be like, "That's the worst one." Okay, I was a kid. I don't know what to tell you. I was a kid, and there was a kid in it, and I loved the kid, okay? Like, I had a crush on the kid, all right? What do you want from me?
I just try to push all my likes onto people. I was like, "Oh, welcome to my house. I rent a lot of anime VHSs from the local movies to go. Would you like to watch Wrath of the Ninja or play Final Fantasy IX?" And they're like, "What?" I'm like, this girl gets her head blown off in this movie, but also there's a ninja, and I think she's real cool. And they're like,
Maddie, I love this. I love this because in high school, I would have a group of friends like come over and sleep over, and I'd be like, "Okay, so it's the Green Day party." And it's literally where we only do Green Day things. I made a little flyer for it for just my like 3-4 friends or whatever who were coming. I had a whole like hard drive of videos that I had acquired for us to watch,
I love
starring
you so much.
Green Day members.
So
I wore my Green Day shirt, my one of many. This is what I did.
You know I love a themed party. The amount of times I put so much effort into a party that many people would come to, like the new Doctor Who's coming out. Don't worry. I've made Dalek cupcakes. They're shaped like Daleks.
Yes, you did.
I've made all these things.
Love that.
Little themed thing.
Mm-hmm.
What? I love you so much. I'm so glad they're not brought us together.
Yeah.
Ugh. My best friend in high school and I started hating each other for a year or so, but we finally figured it out, and we're still best friends nearly 50 years later.
Aw, that's so cute.
That.
Love that.
What do you guys think about Wednesday? I really liked it.
I still haven't watched it. Of course.
You'll like it.
I think I'll like it too. Yeah.
It'll be there when you're ready.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was cheesy and fun. It's a definitely different type of Wednesday Addams, but that's not a bad thing. I'm just happy for more of it, and I love Jenna Ortega. I love her. She just keeps being in movies all the time, and Scream, and X, and she's in the show You. She's in everything, and I'm happy every time I see her.
Wait, who is she in You?
She is the neighbor's little sister, the hot girl neighbor.
Okay.
Man, we're gonna have a new You next year.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm so excited.
The Earth is like the universe is blessing me. Okay, I get the new Circle at the end of this month. That's great. I get Glass Onion, also great. In January, I get a One Piece video game, open world RPG. Excuse me.
That's fun. Is that coming out for what is that coming out for?
For a lot of different things.
Okay. I want to play that.
It looks really good. Like legitimately,
I want to play.
It looks really good.
As long as I don't need a PS5, I want to play it.
No, and then you get to play through different parts in One Piece stories and stuff too. So you get to go back to where they say Robin for the first time.
Aww.
So that'd be good for you to replay
I get
things.
That. Yeah.
Ace
It'll help me remember things.
But you don't play as Ace, so it's fine.
I love your opinions on Ace.
I hate him so much.
Yeah, it's great.
It's his fault. It's my big unpopular opinions of One Piece.
It's great.
You were too young to see the first one yet, right? Did I show you the original after you've seen 2000?
It's been so long I can't remember. I do know I definitely know I saw 2000 in elementary school because I have a memory, and maybe like late elementary school, but like I have a memory of like having the soundtrack in my hand that I brought to school for some reason.
Love
Where
it.
am I playing the CD at?
Love it.
Had it in my hand. I was walking down the steps and I tripped or something, and it flew out of my hand. It like opened up and it came out, and the thing like kind of broke, and I was so upset because I thought my dad was going to be mad at me. He wasn't. It's fine. He can fix things. But I was just like, oh no. And I brought like, why did I bring it to school? So I don't know. I feel like you may have shown me the second one first, maybe.
Man, I wish I could go. I need to have a show with you where we just talk about what we're into as children, and then we're like, oh my god, me too.
Yes.
What you? Yes.
Yeah. I also, you remember the sweatbands that had like band logos on them?
100%, of course.
Why did I wear those all the time in high school?
Girl, again, let me reiterate. Goggles and a tracksuit all of freshman year.
Right.
Okay.
Which I love so much. Yeah.
I need to I'll find a picture of it somewhere. And then in my senior photos, you want to hear about this? This is,
yes.
Thank God it's not on the internet. You guys are getting exclusive right now. Senior year, Maddie in high school, senior photos. They're beautiful, by the way. In one of my outfits, because there's a few when you take your senior photos, it's very fancy.
Mm-hmm.
I was wearing red skinny jeans from Hot Topic, of course.
Yes.
I was wearing Nike high tops with like a pink like Nike swoosh.
Yeah.
I had a vest on.
Heck yeah.
I had fake glasses. Of course. I had the swoop bang, and I had a shirt that said, I love Japanese guys.
I love everything about this. Everything about this.
Quality human being.
One of my senior photos, I'm pretty sure I was wearing Chuck Taylors, of course. Right? Black skinny jeans and a striped shirt that was from Adeline Records, which was Billy Joe's record label at the time. Of course. Because I thought I was real cool. There was one of me doing that in that outfit, and I'm like, it's not that cool.
And then, just mere months later, you and I would be at the same Green Day show with no idea.
Who would have known?
We probably brushed shoulders. It was kismet. We're like, what?
Yeah, we probably
forgot.
Or
maybe we met. We had this fantastical time-bending adventure.
Ooh.
And then we fixed it all, and then we came back and we didn't remember each other.
Hey, we like blew up a barn or something,
right? Barn.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
that's crazy.
I remember you now.
I'm gonna write this comic book. My therapist was like, you should get back into drawing, and I was like, okay, I will. She's like, make a comic. Make a comic about you. It could be you. I was like, no. Why? She's like, it could be a comic about you. Get back into drawing.
Should just like little daily lives.
Oh, I'll find one. This is a little dark. I wore one to my dad's visitation.
Oh.
The goggles.
Were they like
they're on my head?
Special goggles? Or?
No, I wore them as like a headband. Like I'm a Digimon character.
Of
I never wore them here. I was basically, without realizing it, a Digimon character because the main guy always has goggles and a track jacket.
Makes sense.
Style.
Yeah. Love that.
I want to hear everybody else's embarrassing stuff. Honestly, we need to have a segment where like send in your embarrassing high school photos, and we all commiserate. I bet we did. That's my headcanon about us.
Yeah.
If I had any artistic ability, which maybe I do, maybe it's there again. I don't know. That's the dumb comic. That'll be my goal. I'll make a really dumb comic about you and me.
Yes.
And that's what I do.
Yes.
About our fantastical adventures that didn't happen.
I love this. Also, like, what other shows did you go to back then? What if there were all these other shows we were at the same time? You don't think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I never went to shows.
Okay.
That was a very special situation.
Interesting.
I think the only other group I saw was Anamanaguchi in Cincinnati. And then a couple years later, I went to go see Fiona Apple at the Ryman Theater. Ryman Auditorium, whatever.
Which, would be
I was
amazing.
like 3 rows back.
That's wonderful. I would love to have seen that. Yeah.
Now I just need to cross off seeing Conor O'Burst.
That I
Because
want
I'm
to
never
see
going
him
to see
as well.
MCR. But if I can see Connor O'Burst, though.
Yeah.
Because
Can
I
we go
wanted to
together?
go, my mom wouldn't let me. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll cry. I'll cry.
I will too.
They're like, beautiful, beautiful time.
This is the first day of my life.
The amount of mixed CDs I made for people I liked with that song on it. I didn't take any pictures all the way through high school, and I refused to take a senior picture, so they used my 8th grade photo. Wow. That's hilarious.
That's kind of crazy, too.
So,
Wow.
But that's great, because if you show up to a reunion, they're like, man,
Yeah.
the difference is astounding. You can really surprise them. You can Romy and Michelle high school reunion. High school reunion. What if we went to each other's high school reunions and pretend to be the other one? What if we parent trapped it?
Would we have fun though if we weren't there together in order to
go
watch
together?
It? Okay. What if we
don't do that? What if you just go together?
What if we went to our high school reunions, both of ours together, right? Dressed up as other people.
Perfect.
Just like in disguise, and then start talking about like, hey, what'd you think about that Kristen girl? Huh? What do you think about her? Where's she at?
Weird. Don't you remember her?
Yeah.
They'll be like, yeah.
Like, how about Maddie? Those goggles, am I right?
Like it's only freshman year. They'll be like, she was on prom court, I think. I don't know what she did.
Nice.
I think she wore that kitty cat eared hoodie for a year.
That sounds like her.
I got cooler towards the end. Once I learned how makeup worked, I stopped wearing a middle part. And then that came back in. God, I was a nerd with middle part and bows in my hair.
Oh, of course.
All of my threadless
JoJo
t-shirts.
Who?
But I love her now.
Yeah.
I was the only punk rock dude in a wheelchair, so I don't think that'll work. That is cool as hell.
That is cool. Yeah.
That is sending a message. If you were in our state, they would be very impressed.
What kind of shirts were you wearing? Because I assume
That's
that comes
important.
with band tees. We want to know.
Yeah, what's your band taste like?
Yeah, what was that like?
The world needs to know. That's important. I guess we'll do a plug. So tomorrow, Chris and I will be together on Omnibus Collectors Network at 6
p.m. Eastern. Yep.
6 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Talking about. Oh my God, I'm gonna mess up again. How to strip the flesh?
I was like, I know that's near me. Here it is.
Yes, to strip the flesh.
I need to read it still. That. Yay!
And on Sunday, I will be also on Omnibus Collectors Network in the afternoon. I know it's Christmas. Y'all are hanging out anyways.
Yeah, if you're just chilling, come hang out with us.
We'll be talking about Dan Slott's She-Hulk.
Yep. The first 12 issues.
Do you have any Christmas clothes you can wear?
Maybe somewhere.
Hey, Larry. Larry, can you lend?
He doesn't have any Christmas clothes.
Yeah, no. You got hats? Your parents don't have like a hat? Like
I don't even have hats. Nope.
What? But you have to put on a Santa hat to pass out the presents.
You said what?
You even have reindeer antlers?
I do have a Turbo Man in the other room. I could bring that.
Okay, bring Turbo Man at least.
Okay.
All right, don't embarrass me on Christmas.
Yikes.
Just kidding.
I think I have like a cardigan with like snowflakes on it.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right.
Oh, thank you, James.
Oh, thanks, James.
I was really into Nirvana back then. I liked to have Seattle bands.
Nice.
Like, they could have been a couple Minor Threat t-shirts as well. I'm
pretty we love that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, that's good. That's good choices. Good. I like that.
Stereotypical. You probably still have good taste. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess we can wrap it up. Recap. We gave it 8.5 out of 10. We still really liked it. We're looking forward to rereading it next year.
Yes.
Kristen has the super cool DCBS cover. I've got, I guess, regular, but they're still shiny.
It's still nice. Yep, both good.
And of course, Jeff Lemire doesn't miss. So, can't miss.
There we go. That's how it is. And if you want to check out my channel, The Comic Slayer, I did just post a video a few days ago where my husband ruined my TBR. So if you want to know what's that all about, check it out. He's going to make me read books I don't want to read. that.
Yay! All right. Have a good night. I'll see some of you tomorrow. If I don't see you, have a really great holiday.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.